Hello student, good afternoon. Today we have studied the patterns of cleavage. Patterns of cleavage. After fertilization, embryo is developed and that embryo different types of stages occurs. Cleavage, blastocyst. Animals differ in their cleavage patterns, that is in positioning and orientation of mitotic spindles. Mitotic spindles. The cleavage patterns determines the relative sizes of blastomeres and their arrangements. This is of great importance because certain cytoplasmic components are distributed unevenly in the eggs. The cleavage process segregates these components into different blastomeres and thus ensures the distinctive development of each blastomeres depending upon the eggs organization and geometric plane of cleavage furrows. Patterns of cleavage may be of the following types. Number 1, radial cleavage. In radial cleavage, successive cleavage planes cut straight through the egg. The cleavage furrows are laid perpendicular to one another and are disposed symmetrically around the polar axis of the egg. As a result, the resultant blastomeres are all equal in size and are arranged in radial symmetry. Blastomeres are all equal in size and are arranged in the radial symmetry around the animal vegetal axis. Radial cleavage is found in eggs of echinodermata and porifera. It also occurs in amphioxus, lamprey, lungfish, and amphibians. Kalthoff scientists have described in 1996 and Carlson in 1996. Second number, bilateral cleavage. First is radial cleavage, second is bilateral cleavage. Second is bilateral cleavage. In this type, the cleavage activity on one side in mirror mirror by activity on other side, activity on other side. The plane of the bilateral symmetry, plane of the bilateral symmetry, plane of the bilateral symmetry is established by the plane of the first cleavage, plane of the first cleavage, furrow, furrow, which is bilaterally symmetrical, which is bilaterally symmetrical in tunicates, some vertebrates and nematodes, two of the first four blastomeres, two of the first four blastomeres may be larger than the other two, may be larger than the other two, thus establishing a plane of bilateral symmetry in the developing embryo. Subsequent cleavages may make the bilateral arrangement of the blastomeres still more obvious, still more obvious, still more obvious. Third number, biradial cleavage. First is radial, second is bilateral, second is bilateral cleavage, third is biradial, biradial cleavage. Biradial cleavage is found to occurs only in ctenophora, only in ctenophora. Here the first two cleavage divisions are meridional. First two cleavage divisions are meridional, while the third cleavage is vertical, leading to the formation of curve, leading to the formation of curve plane of 8 cells in 2 rows of 4 each, 8 cells in 2 rows of 4 each, 2 rows and each row having the 4 cells, means totally are 8. Fourth number, spiral cleavage. Fourth number, spiral cleavage. The spiral cleavage is found in those forms in which there is a rotational moments. The spiral cleavage is found in those forms in which there is a rotational moment of the cell parts around the axis, leading to the displacement or inclination of the mitotic spindles with respect to the symmetrically disposed radii. The spiral cleavage because results due to the oblique positions of mitotic spindles, oblique position of mitotic spindles in the blastomeres, therefore also called as oblique cleavage. There are also formed as oblique cleavage. Costello scientists have described in 1955 in successive cleavage the rotational moments are characterized In successive cleavage, rotational movements are characterized by a regular alternation in clockwise means the right handed or anti-clockwise left handed directions. In the first case, the spiral cleavage is called dexiotropic or distal spiral cleavage, and in the second case it is called levotropic or sinistral spiral cleavage. Example: Turbellaria, Nematoda, Rotifera, Annelida and Mollusca. Fifth number, rotational cleavage. Fifth number is rotational cleavage. The first cleavage is most mammals. Example: humans is meridional, passing through the animal vegetal axis. Animal and vegetal axis. Animal axis means at the anterior side, at the posterior side is the vegetal axis. Both, that is animal vegetal axis, as in other eggs, with holoblastic cleavage. However, the second cleavage is described as rotational cleavage because the two blastomeres divided in different planes. One blastomere divides meridionally while the other divide equatorially, meridionally and equatorially. This result in a crosswise arrangement. Of cleavage furrows and blastomeres. On the basis of potency, according to the concept of potency, which refers to the total range of development possibilities that an egg or a blastomere is capable of under any imposed condition, following types of cleavage have been recognized: determinate cleavage and indeterminate cleavage. Okay, thank you.